All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, before I begin, I want to say call hello, Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to our apostles, elders, a great millstone. All right, peace, blessing, salutations be to you, hopefully elect out there, man. All right, you Akim Wak Wath. All right, just gonna be a quick lesson. I'm on lunch. Go ahead and knock one down. Going into the appearance of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, which we know who the world calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai being his real name, is a spitting image of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. All right, but this lesson is going to be more centered around Yahweh Shai. All right, but this is the first precept which I actually got from the brothers in Nebraska. I watched one of their older videos dealing with the appearance of the Lord. I just wanted to go into it myself, bring out a couple other scriptures basically, because it's great to push out this vibration constantly, man. Because there's always new people, and that lie of the Messiah being a so-called white man, God being a so-called white man, the Israelites being so-called white people, that bunch of junk is still being pushed today, man. So it's good to always defend the gospel and to bring these things out to dismantle the lies that have been set up. It's lucky. Okay. All right. 1 John 5:10. He that believeth on the Son of God hath the witness in himself. He that believeth not God hath made him a liar, because he believeth not the record that God gave of his Son. And part of that record, which let's actually look up that word record. All right. Well, actually, let me, better yet, go into the blue letter and look up that word record. It's locked here. I gotta park real quick. All right, Salakia. All right, record. What was that? 1 John. Wow. 1 John. I think 5 and 10. Right. Because it tells us, believe it or not, which I'm gonna get it. It tells us in Revelations 1. In fact, let me pull out my actual Bible too, so we can kind of double up. So I can kind of hit some points as quick as possible here. It tells us in the first page of the book of Revelations what the Messiah looks like, which the word revelation means to reveal, right? To pull back the veil, all right? So this is Revelations chapter 1, verse 13 to 15. It says, "And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool." Now, people try to say, oh, it's just saying it's white like wool. Well, no, it's actually saying it's white and the texture is like wool. How do we know that? Because in Daniel, I believe it's 7 and 9. Daniel 7 and 9, if I'm not mistaken, goes into the Heavenly Father, all right? The Ancient of Days that sitteth upon the throne. And it talks about how his head, or his hair, the hairs on his head is like the pure wool, okay? So it's in color and texture, not just color, okay? It says, and I want you to picture this as a person right now. If you were sitting in your car and as you're reading this, that person appeared in your passenger seat. All right? Because you need to be realistic, man. A lot of people aren't realistic. They hear this and they try to pull something out their ass. It's very obvious what classification of man this is describing here. Today, he'd be known as a so-called Negro. Okay? This is Revelation 1, And 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, which is already brown, as if they burned in a furnace, so even darker. And his eyes are sluggish, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So he had a deep, loud voice. All right? Let's get that word for record. It's G3141. I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Martyria. Martyria.
Martyria. Martyria. Okay. That down there, the pronunciation helps a lot. So that was G3141, and it says a testifying, testimony, witness, record, report, evidence given, record, report, testimony, witness. So part of the record that God gave his son, because the Most High put this book together through the men of the Lord, through prophets, and part of that is Apostle John, John the Revelator, who was on the Isle of Patmos. He gave a description of of Yahushua. You see? So people try to say, it's not important. Well, obviously it is, because it's in the Bible for a reason. That's why it says you don't believe the record that God gave. Because it is funny how, people believe so-called Jesus Christ is white, and then when we bring out the scriptures, it prove that he's not. Oh, well, he's Middle Eastern. It's like, no, that's not how that works. That's not a race of people. Okay, that's not even. You can be from the Middle East and look like anything. That's like saying he's an American. You know what I'm saying? That's not how that works. Okay, and it clearly described a so-called Negro, but a lot of things they also say, well, he's not white. He's actually so-called black. Well, color doesn't matter anyways. Then why are they parading around these pictures? Why during the Renaissance period they had something called iconoclasm, where they wanted to destroy all the images of so-called black people in states of power, like the Israelites, so-called God and so-called Jesus Christ. They destroyed all these images and put up their own, making them look so-called white. If color didn't matter, why did they do that? Right? If color didn't matter, why would they lie? Right? Come on, man. Come on. Be real. Okay? Let me go and get this. This one I got to get in on here. I don't have an apocrypha with me. This is, where is it? Second Ezra 6. I believe it started like 27. Second Ezra 6, 27 to 28. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. So this is part of that evil being put out, and that deceit being quenched. All right, the truth being brought forth, because when the truth is being brought forth, when we're bringing out stuff that contradicts what we've been taught our whole lives, from churches, from the school system, from Esau, Edom as a whole, right? From this society as a whole, and we bring out facts to prove what we're saying is right, well, everything else gets debunked, and it's wrong, right? And that's why when people say y'all are brainwashed, you're damn right. Because you need to be brainwashed. You need to have your brain washed, because it's covered in filth, man, the gross darkness that covers majority of these people to this day. All right, this is verse 28, says, as for, which I did read it, but I'm going to read it again. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be, so you can see the camps are growing, man. The amount of people on the comment boards are growing. The amount of believers in Yahweh Shema Shai is growing. And it's going to continue to until this place is destroyed. All right? Because more and more people, the elect, the 144,000 to 1/3, they're gonna wake up. Okay? We're in the time when the in Ezekiel 37 starting at the top, the valley of dry bones, when, they're getting that skin and flesh put on them. We're in that time now, man. Being raised up from being dead. And the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared, and is being declared every day, from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down to those who believe, all right, that are bringing out this sound doctrine. You see? So, hey, well, Lord will, if the Spirit's on me, I'll do a part 2. Probably not, though. Probably not a part 2 to this specifically, but I do want to go into the names. I want to go into the names of the Heavenly Father and His Son. So, I'll do that either later or tomorrow. But Lord, that this was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakudash. Double honors be to the apostles, elders, Great Millstone, to rule and teach well. Shalom, Mawatha Babal.